Fire department.
Come in.
Hey, how are we doing today?
Oh man, my stomach hurts.
Stomach's been hurting you? What's your name?
Amy.
Amy, I'm Levi and this is Cole.
Hey guys.
You had any fever or chills associated with your stomach ache? Any body aches?
No.
None of that? Okay, Cole, if you wouldn't mind coming and getting a blood
Yeah.
pressure for me. Some of this PPE stuff we're wearing here is for our protection and yours as well.
Oh, okay.
Since you don't have a fever, I'm going to take some of it off right now, okay? Let's get you a little further assessed. Have you been eating normally?
Yeah. Yeah, I had some Chinese food.
In this first scenario, our assessment proceeded as normal with the addition of the emerging infectious disease screening, and those questions were mixed in as appropriate while maintaining a distance at the 6-foot circle or outside of that. Once he was able to complete that screening and it was negative, then assessment and treatment continue totally as normal, and we can move in closer to the patient as needed, provide some treatment, provide further assessment. Some of his PPE was able to be taken off at that point, but that certainly isn't required. In this case, it seemed like interaction with the patient and customer service, customer relations would pretty much indicate that some of that PPE should come off. And you need to explain to the patient what's going on and why we're doing these things that are different than what they're used to with us.
Fire department.
Oh, come in.
Hey, how are you today?
Oh man, I don't feel good. My stomach hurts.
It's a stomach ache. What's your
Yeah.
name?
Amy.
Amy, my name's Levi and this is Cole.
Alright.
You had any fever or chills associated with this?
Yeah, man, I got a fever and I'm freezing.
How long has this been going on for you?
Oh, just a few hours.
A couple hours?
Yeah.
Alright, any international travel that you've had lately? West Africa, Liberia, Guinea,
No.
Sierra Leone?
No.
Any friends that you know that have been over to those places that you've been in contact with?
No.
Okay, so no contact like that.
No.
Have I covered everything on the card there? Cole?
Did you ask about any vomiting or abdominal pain or muscle aches?
Any vomiting or abdominal pain?
Just abdominal pain.
Okay. Body aches?
No.
Okay. Sorry we look goofy and all this extra clothing here. It's for my protection as well as yours, okay?
Okay, that makes
Cool.
sense.
If you wouldn't mind getting a blood pressure.
In the second scenario, the initial assessment and screening were completed, and it revealed the likelihood that the patient has some sort of infectious disease, but their lack of travel or any contact with travelers to the West Africa region more or less rules out the Ebola virus at this point, and so some of the PPE could have been removed. But in this case, the patient has an infectious disease in all likelihood, whether it's flu or some sort of GI bug or something. It doesn't really matter what it is. There's clearly something going on with fever and all the other associated symptoms. So the lack of travel allows us to not call this a caution indicator 5, but it's still appropriate to wear some enhanced PPE over what we've been using in the past, perhaps, and continue to use what is our new standard for patient contacts.
Fire department.
Come in.
How are you today?
Oh man, my stomach hurts.
Stomach pain. What's your
Yeah.
name?
Amy.
Amy, I'm Levi and this is Cole, okay?
Hi.
Have you had any fever or chills associated with this stomach pain?
Yeah, I've got a fever and I'm freezing.
Fever and you're freezing?
Yeah.
How about abdominal cramps or muscle cramps?
Yeah.
Any vomiting
I
as well?
hurt everywhere. Yeah.
Okay. Have you been out of the country recently?
Yes, I have.
Where were you in the country? Out of the country?
I went to Liberia.
Liberia?
Mhm.
Okay. I'd say caution indicator 5. You don't mind letting me know that?
Columbia simulation plan.
Hey guys, I got the EMS bag, so I'm just gonna be heading over there. I'll be right by the door. Okay.
Hey, how we doing, guys? This is Amy. Amy, this is Lindsay and Kenneth, and they're going to be taking over patient care for me, okay?
Okay.
It's been nice to meet you.
In scenario 3, the initial assessment and screening included the infectious disease screening criteria and did reveal a significant concern. And then when the travel question was a positive answer, yes, she had traveled to Liberia, one of the countries in question, then we did designate this a caution indicator 5. The cover person who's staying back at the doorway, well away from the actual patient care area, did then transmit that to Joint Communications. Notifications were made, and additional PPE was then donned by additional personnel. Once they were able to enter, then the initial patient contact people made a patient handoff. continuity of care was continued, and then the replacement providers in enhanced PPE were able to continue assessment and treatment.